Well guys, back on the Diamond T. Trying to get the floorboard out. Last week we were working on this and gave up. Just got Sunday afternoon and just time to go inside and do something different. So I'm trying to get this thing out of here so I can start working on cleaning up, figuring out what all this stuff is about. So welcome back. Alright guys, we're back at it again. Kind of just turned the camera off for a minute while I did some stuff. Went to Napa, bought some parts. Tried to go to O'Reilly's yesterday, but asking them for points and condensers for a distributor cap is pretty entertaining. Want to laugh and do that. So, but just kind of after I left you guys, we got a lot of stuff. Like I said, took parts out of the distributor. Getting new points, condensers, and all that for that. Got new wires coming. So now I'm kind of working on getting all the wiring harness off the flywheel or the bell housing. Yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about. Just here working. So trying to work on getting the wiring harnesses off the firewall of the back of the cab. So we're going to redo all the wiring harnesses. Going to a 12-volt system. So once we get the 12-volt system all converted, a lot of that stuff's going to be different. New wires, new everything. Left you earlier, we're taking the floorboard out. I got the floorboard all out. I put some brake fluid in the brake reservoir there, trying to see if that'll start working again. I did have to hook a vacuum pump to it. Started sucking on it a little bit. Still not getting no fluid to the wheels themselves, but we kind of just left them open, see if they'll just bleed out gravity. So next thing you know, kind of just working on the harnesses, getting all the old wiring out, get the gauges out. I'll work on getting the heater out. Just kind of go from there. So just got to working. Here's a minute. We'll probably pull all the parts out of the boxes. So we got, like Christmas the other day on the front porch, we got all the new wiring harness, headlights, marker lights, kind of got a lot of that. So hopefully this weekend we'll continue on working that, get all new wire in. Just kind of depends. We want to also pull this thing back outside and get a good bath on it, wash it up really good. So yeah, just kind of walking around again. So we did get some old cloth heat shrinks on there, but kind of gives the harness an old look. Kind of keep to that vibe of an older looking truck. So, but continue working on it. Yep, we're back on taking all the wires off the firewall. So we're starting to cut them. Starting to get to where I just need to try to figure out how to get everything off this flywheel for firewall. So just kind of resorted to start cutting the wires and just start getting this all off here and so we can figure it out. So just bear with me guys, we're just working. So my goal is to get everything off this firewall so we can kind of clean it up. Kind of figured out something that works really good for polishing, cleaning up this old metal and not really bringing nothing back, just kind of making it shine a little bit more. Tried lots of things on the hearse. Lots of things worked, lots of things didn't, but the biggest thing is we found everything we did left it really sticky. So I'm getting on the YouTube and asking some other guys that do rat rods and all that and some of the stuff they use, and some use shine juice and Poppy's patina and all that, but we kind of found something that works a little bit better and a little bit cheaper, a little bit easier to find. So, but once I get kind of more of this stuff cleaned off the firewall, I'll bring you guys back in, kind of show you where we're at. Thanks. All right, all. Just a quick update, kind of getting through it. We're able to get the heater core out. So that's the heater core there. Nasty, dirty thing. Actually, pretty rough. I don't know if you can see in there, but it's pretty nasty. She's rusted up. Fan's a little locked up. But I think we can, just what's a little jacked up there, I think we still get a hose on it. And update that fan to a 12-volt fan. Wire it in, and I think we'll be good. I think we can have a fan. A heater. So just kind of walk back in here. I don't know how good you can see, but open it up quite a bit. That's where the heater goes. So just continue working on getting all the wiring out of here. Got the heater core out of here. The heater core had two little spots right there where it came through. Using big old nuts. And so all I held it in, just those. So just continue on taking more stuff off. Bring you back in when we're a little bit further along. Well, we've just about got everything off the firewall now. So we're back in the cab. Kind of working on getting the adjusters and the gauges and the choke wires and all that out. Kind of working on this one right now, and it's being a slight pain in the butt. So it does not want to get this nut off. This nut just does not want to give up. So we're just gonna finagle with it some more and see if it'll give in. But it just doesn't seem right that you should have to thread this off of here. But that's what it's wanting, so I guess that's what it's gonna get. There's one wire. I'll put this on here. Spin the knob off. The knob will come off. Yeah, pain in the butt. But we're winning. Oop. I've dropped more crap today on the ground from in here. I just can't seem to hold on to anything today. Guess this one's going to be the same way. Part as these are seized up in there. I'm try to get a vice grip back there and thread them off. Don't get why they're so tough. There we go. I got it freed up a little bit. That on there.
Just like that, she was gone.
Apparently I didn't have a good enough grip on it. Luckily it didn't go to the floor. Try it again. The first one I just took out, it didn't go nowhere. I don't know what it hooked to, or thinking maybe that might be a cruise control, or when you engage the PTO, rev it up and pull that, and it would hold the speed where it needed to be. Be my only guess. We're getting her slowly but surely. I don't know if that one will go out that way or not. Nope. That one will not go out that way. So we'll unhook it in a minute here. Once we get these other ones out of here. Ooh. This one looks like fun. I ain't sure what it does or where it goes. But, well, we can start pulling gauges out now though. And we'll bring it back in as soon as we get a little further here. Well guys, that's pretty much it for today. We were able to get all the gauges except for the oil pressure gauge out. The oil pressure gauge actually still works, so I really didn't want to mess with it, unhook all the lines and do all that. So we just left that as it is, but we got all the wiring out. Fortunately, the throttle cable, or the speedometer cable, took one for the team, just rusted out and the cable broke in there. So we'll see what to do there. We may just go to some kind of digital old gauge. So got most of all the stuff off the firewall that we could get off by myself. Fortunately, the little nuts holding on the horn, they need a screwdriver on the other end, and my arms just aren't that long, so I'll wait for help tomorrow. Yeah, that's where we're at today. That's where we got done. Thank you guys for joining us.